Hello, everyone. Elizabeth Gillis here. Today is April 20th of 2020, and this is session 4 of the Corona session. So, Elizabeth Gillis, certified BodyTalk practitioner. If you aren't familiar with what BodyTalk is a form of natural health care to transform physical, emotional, and mental health by bringing awareness to the areas of the body and mind in which there's tension and poor communication that pretty much prevents it from being able to do the job that it's meant to do and to function to its potential. So when we address areas of concerns with BodyTalk, it takes the stress off and frees up the nervous system and the resources that the bodies have, so it has more energy to focus on the real work it needs to do in keeping us healthy and happy. So if you want to learn more about BodyTalk, you can watch the earlier videos from this series, and you can also check out the information about BodyTalk on my website, www.regainhealthnh.com. Okay, so jumping into the session. So the first thing that we are addressing is under Chinese medicine, the 5 elements, and we're specifically going into the earth element and its role in conscious thoughts and thinking. And we're balancing that to the metal element and its regulations of instinctive reactions. So we've got our conscious thoughts and thinking balancing to instinctive reactions. So kind of logically thinking through things and being reactive and balancing those two energies together so that they kind of balance themselves out really nicely. And we're going to link that to addressing protective measures around the heart. So normally we want to kind of let go of these subconscious belief systems, but in this particular case, we're actually giving ourselves a little bit of a boost in giving us some coping mechanisms to help us to adapt to the current energy situation. And we're bringing in the energy of the planet Saturn. And Saturn is going to help with having realistic expectations, wisdom, and being responsible. So we're linking that to those little tiny air sacs in the lungs called the alveoli, and their role is in gas exchange. So kind of reminding them what their role is so that they can remember the job that they need to do. And then we have a whole bunch of other stuff that we are addressing on the lungs. And the lungs are holding on to qualities and emotions of anguish. And we're bringing in the positive aspects of the lung qualities to give us vitality. And then on those lungs, we are doing more Chinese 5-element balancing. And we are addressing the sub-elements of the metal elements. So within each element, there are sub-elements. And so we are balancing the water and wood elements within the metal element. And the metal element is in charge of fluids of the body that produce mucus and as well as the lungs. So it does rule those. And we're going to have our first tap out. So if this is new for you, then you're going to just take nice, slow, deep breaths. And you're going to take one hand and you're going to tap over the top of the head, over both the left and right hemispheres of the brain, getting the brain's attention to the formula that has just been revealed, making sure it pays attention, tapping over the top of or in the heart area, over the sternum, making sure that the body and the mind don't forget the upgrades that we're asking to occur. And then finally over the navel, because the enteric brain is responsible for planning and organization and discernment and making decisions. Okay, next we're moving on to our environment and stressors in our environment. And in this case, it's children in our environment who are impacted by life today, right? There's a lot of children who are aware, teenagers, young adults, but there's also a lot of children who are impacted. And some of these kids are negatively impacted because they're not hanging out with their friends, they're not going to school. And this is kind of playing some head games with us and people don't know what to think and what to believe, and it's having an impact on the brain, and specifically the prefrontal cortex. So the prefrontal cortex is the last part of the brain to develop, and it helps to contribute to personality development, and stress can really negatively impact it. And if it's in the production in the growth stage, it can actually, cause some problems with that development. So we want to eliminate the stressors that are around that. And if you have any children in your environment, then I highly recommend that you just run this and have them listen, have it playing in the background. They don't need to sit down and listen to it and do all the tapping, but it's good for them to de-stress them on this level as well, so that their prefrontal cortex remains strong and healthy and continues to develop the way that it should. We're linking that to a permission, and this is a permission for the mind. And the permission is specifically, I give my mind permission to relax. I give my mind permission to relax. I'm going to say that out loud, or if you don't feel like saying it out loud, then just within your head. Just have that on repeat a few times. I give my mind permission to relax. I give my mind permission to relax. I give my mind permission to relax. Permissions can be really, really powerful and very important, because they are basically like roadblocks that are preventing us from personal growth and development, and also from absorbing what's happening in the session. So we want to make sure that we clear that and get our body back into a state where it's accepting and relaxing and able to make the changes that are necessary for us to be able to grow and move forward. And this specifically is around a lot of the beliefs and attitudes around us, that things are never going to be the same. We're bringing in belief systems that we won't ever recover from this, and the devastation that's surrounding that. We are doing a balance of our subtle sense of hearing. So this is our internal thoughts, just like the song that gets stuck in your head that you can't get rid of. We do this pattern with our thoughts, the worry, the fear, the concerns that we have. So we're doing a balance with that, and again, bringing in aspects to give us better coping mechanism to deal with this merry-go-round that just doesn't seem like it's going to be stopping anytime soon. And we're linking that to a belief system, and some of you, this may be subconscious, and some of you, you may be very aware of this, that people are acting crazy. And parallel to that, we also have a belief system around us that I'm not acting crazy. And we're linking that to our eyes to give us clear vision, and linking that to the pericardium of the heart. The pericardium of the heart is the sac around the heart that gives us protection, and that protects the heart. And this is also metaphorical for other protection for our heart. And on all of this that we have brought up and revealed in this formula so far, we're bringing in general body chemistry and running that on our bodies. So through our saliva, our brains have the ability, when it's put on the navel area, to do an assessment of what's going on chemically. And this is going to help remove chemicals of emotions, of harmful emotions that are potentially getting trapped from our bodies because we're not processing them properly, and they're turning into toxins. So being able to remove any and all things in our bodies through general body chemistry that don't belong, but we're kind of ramping up and bringing in the additional focus of eliminating these toxic chemicals of emotions. So parallel to that, we're doing a balance of our immune systems, and we're bringing in our saliva and its role in being a chemical barrier. And then we're linking that back to the immune system again, but we're going specifically into the blood. And those cells, the macrophages that are responsible for removing non-useful material from our bodies. So all of this, I've got this set to actually run and release when we're sleeping, because right now there's too many distractions, there's too many things taking up our resources to be able to run this very powerful formula. So that is going to look like this. It's going to start at 3 a.m. in whatever time zone that you are. So that is a time that you should have had a very deep, restful sleep at this point. So your body's better able to process and handle the formula that we just revealed, or that I just revealed. And that's going to happen. It's going to take 12 seconds for the body to actually go through this formula, and then it's going to take a break for 3 minutes, and then it's going to run this formula again repeatedly from 3 a.m. till about 4 a.m. is when it's going to conclude. So that's really going to drive this home and that reprogramming to happen more effectively and more efficiently. So along with this, we are bringing in some energies. So we're bringing in the sun, the planet sun, and its role in just giving us nice life force. And we're also bringing in the energy of the 6th house of astrology that rules health, being of service to our bodies, and practical reassessment. And we're going to tap that out here, but it's actually going to start at about 3 a.m. while we're sleeping. So nice, slow, deep breaths. Just going to store this in the prefrontal cortex to be released and activated while we're sleeping. Tapping over the head, over the heart. Nice, slow, deep breaths. And tapping over the belly. All right, folks, so that concludes session 4 of the Corona sessions. So this week's session, there'll be another session next week, and I hope you are all dealing well with the social distancing, that you're happy, you're healthy, you're well fed, eating nice, lots of healthy foods, and till next week. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.